Look guys, I know why you came back to this channel. You came back to see the most woke empty apartment business NFT fat advice guy with a great body who's family friendly and PG. The guy who told you to buy Azuki at 2 ETH and hold that shit. And the guy who ripped off Alex Becker's intro. Look, I know a bunch of you probably thought I left, thought I wasn't gonna be making content anymore, but that's not true. I moved states, got a new apartment, got a new place. Took me a while to get settled in, but now I'm back. I'm back. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gavin, aka Blockchain Gavin. I understand why Alex Becker does those intros. Anyways, let's just dive in. I don't want to waste any time. I don't know why I'm still doing this. I need to get out of character and back into this YouTube video. So I'm not going to waste any time. A lot has happened since I have, well, surprisingly, a lot has not happened, but a lot has happened with projects coming into the NFT space. So I'm just going to go over the top projects, the things that I'm most excited about, the things that you should be doing and looking out for, trying to get whitelists or allow lists, whatever you want to call it on. So let's just go ahead and dive in. All right. So the first project we're going to be looking at, a project that I talked about months ago that you guys should already know about, is called Valhalla. Now, the reason I am super bullish on Valhalla, just to get to the point, is the team behind it and the fact that if you guys remember talking about that project 1984 Global, some internal not cool stuff went down and most of the team left 1984 and went to Valhalla. So I'm not really that bullish on 1984. Sure, it might do okay, but I'm super bullish on Valhalla now because of the team that has moved over. Also, their parent company called Stacked Studios, which is the umbrella company for this company, has raised over $15 million over 2 rounds to fund Stacked Studios and Valhalla. So I'm super bullish on that front. Now, if we go back and check out the art, I wouldn't say it's my absolute favorite, but I do really like it. I could definitely see myself repping this as a profile picture. They definitely stepped it up, and I think they stepped it up once the team came over because you could just tell the energy shifted a lot. I think once people left 1984 and came to Valhalla, the energy around Valhalla just became a lot more bullish, and overall it's looking really good. So the whole point is it's gaming X culture. So the way I see this is going to be like the gaming version of Azuki. Now, I don't want to make comparisons. This is an entirely separate project, but considering how well Azuki has done and how well it's still continuing to do, I think it's worth comparing to because of the team. And I also know a good amount of the team working on, who have been part of Azuki or working on this project. And so I, along with the rest of the NFT space, have great hopes for this project. Now, what's really cool about this project, if you don't already know, the only way that you can get whitelist, or I believe it's called Allegiant, in their server is if someone who already has it or a team member has invited you, and then each person gets 3 invites, you basically have to fill. I'm gonna have to blur that out. You basically get your 3 invites. I already gave them out to my core team. You basically apply to get the Allegiant role or allow list to be able to mint their project. And the way you do that is they ask you a bunch of questions, how long you've been in the space, what you like about certain projects, what you think you can bring and provide value to this project, what you love about gaming. So I basically told the people I invited, I was like, hey, just make sure you give really detailed responses. Tell them about your passion for gaming. Tell them why you think blockchain gaming is going to be the future of NFTs and all this stuff. They actually got in. So I really like how they did that. Now, it's really cool. If you haven't done this, you absolutely should do this. I've already done this myself. Is right now they are doing a very interesting pre-sale supply system where you can go in and sign in with your Twitter, connect your wallets, and you don't have to be accepted. Anyone can do this. And they're selling 500 NFTs for bidding locked in at 0.25 ETH, but there is a minimum of 5 NFTs with a maximum of 25. So what that means is if you place a bid, you have to spend a minimum of 1.25 ETH to place that bid. And the maximum is 25 NFTs for, I believe, like 6.25 ETH. Just because you bid for 25 NFTs though, doesn't mean you get all 25. Maybe you get 3, maybe you get 5, who really knows? But essentially once this ends in 42 hours, basically 2 days, Greg, the gatekeeper, who is basically the account who tells you got into Valhalla and gives you like this message, the dean of admissions, he will, or they will DM you and you will basically say, hey, are you still good for this bidding? Do you still want your tokens? You say yes, and then you get your tokens. And so what I really like about this bidding system is it's very transparent. It shows you the supply. It shows you all the pre-sale bids. So basically what this means is at a bare minimum, if I pull up the calculator and we move it over, okay, I can't move it over to that screen because I am recording. But so at a bare minimum, there is 8,046 bids. And again, the minimum that you can bid on is 5 NFTs. So if you multiply that by 5, technically at the very minimum, they have already sold 40,000 NFTs at 0.25 ETH. Let's say we find a middle ground here and we say, because I know a lot of people bidded on 25 NFTs. And what they also encourage is doing something what's called a multi-sig wallet, where let's say you want to bid in on this, but you don't have 1.25 ETH to spend. You can combine your wallets and funds with friends and create what's called a multi-signature wallet so that you can all bid on this. And then if you win, you guys can split it. And how a multi-signature wallet works is you all have to confirm the transaction and signing and stuff. So it's like multiple parties involved. So that is something you guys could absolutely do if you don't have the funds to bid on this. Something I recommended my group Azeroth to do if they couldn't, but this is definitely something I would bid on. So basically my point is, let's say the average is 15 at 8,046 bids. That's right now. I expect this to probably hit closer to 10K once they're done. That means they've sold, basically 121,000 tokens at 0.25 ETH. That's well over $13-14 million at current ETH prices. So there is a little bit of a catch. The catch is if you do get your tokens, they are locked up for 3 months, meaning you cannot transfer or sell your tokens for 3 months. I personally don't have any problem with that. Also, what I'm assuming is because these bids are locked in at 0.25 and this is a pre-sale, and because there's a vesting period of 3 months, the actual mint price, I don't think that the allow-less mint is going to be 0.25. I think it's going to be significantly more. I think it's going to be something closer to Azuki, where the Dutch auction was at 1 ETH. And then everyone who had allow-less was able to mint for half that, which I minted at for 0.5 ETH. So I think it's going to be more something like that, where considering the demand that they had for 500 tokens at 0.25 ETH and they have an insane amount of traction, I think that when it comes down to it, it's going to be closer to 0.5 to 1 ETH. And to be honest, it might sound like a lot, but I think that's fair for the project of this caliber. I mean, Azuki did it. I had absolutely no problem with it. I was an avid supporter of Azuki, and I love the fact that they raised so much money, because I knew in the back of my mind that they were going to have a lot of money to build with, do some cool shit, and I would be able to go to some dope events, which I was, and it was a great time. So, I'm all for projects raising a ton of money if it makes sense, if they're going to actually utilize it, if they're run by legitimate companies who are raising funds to, build out the long-term scope of the IP and whatever they're trying to do. So that's pretty much it for Valhalla. Join Valhalla. Again, I talked about this one a while ago, but I want to give you guys an update. Now I'm like really bullish on it, and I could definitely see myself repping one of these as a profile picture, especially if I get a token. So Greg, hit me up, bro. All right, now the next project that I want to talk about is super cool in my opinion, but I am still very bullish just because of the sheer, excellence or good job that these guys have done. Personally, I really love this style of art as well. It kind of reminds me of like League of Legends style of art, especially like the Arcane Netflix TV show. So I really vibe with this art. And what I was really impressed with, besides the media that they had been posting, the teasers and the sneak peeks that they had been posting since they came out, was when they dropped their website. Their website is absolutely incredible, an experience that you don't want to miss out on. So the website is one of the most reasons I was so bullish on Azuki when they first came out, because they had a website that no one else had built. Just the way that they did everything, it was very smooth, it was very professional. They didn't miss a beat, like everything was perfect. And these guys did an incredible job on this website. Like, it looks absolutely amazing. You guys should definitely go check it out yourself. But if you scroll down, it tells you kind of about the lore. You can see some of the visuals about the project. You get more information. You see some of the characters. I think, like I said, they're pretty awesome. I love the art style. A whole new world when I go into this website, and I feel like I'm almost entering into a video game. So I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know as much about this project as I know about Valhalla. This is a project that I could even see myself holding. These projects, they get me excited. Like, I want to hold these projects. I don't want to flip these projects. These projects kind of gave me the excitement that I was feeling with Azuki. Really great job to the KPR team, KPRVerse on this one. I would definitely go check out this website yourself. Just check out KPRVerse. And I would definitely try by all means on this one to get whitelisted. But like, you can hold down the mouse on the website and like all this stuff will happen. So I know it's just a website, but I'm super bullish when projects just do the extra step and the extra effort to build out this type of stuff. I look forward to learning more soon. What's super cool is they have something called the Keep. And if any of you have ever been in Azeroth, shout out to everyone who's in Azeroth. And I've got something at the end of this video for new people who want to join Azeroth. They call this the Keep. In Azeroth, our place is called the Keep, and the role for the Alpha group is called the Keep. So I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, now the last project I want to talk about was called Ether. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know about this one. I talked about this one months ago. They've been taking their sweet time with this. I think that the art looks great. Looks like a really cool, good looking anime project. Owner, the artist, is called Vi. They've been doing digital art and fashion for quite some time. So it's already by a reputable artist in the space. It just says 10,000 collectibles. There's no website out. There is a Discord. They were giving out like batches of invites, but this project looks really promising. I have a feeling it's going to be a similar tier to KPRVerse, and then who knows, I have no clue what these guys have in mind. But that's pretty much it for the projects of this video. I didn't want to make this too long. This is my first video back. Also, one of the reasons I took so long to make videos because I've been really focusing on my own personal trading. But if anyone wants a quick breakdown on Ethereum, so basically all you have to know about Ethereum is we're consolidating in this daily range between 1400 and 1250. This is a range I expected to hold for quite some time. The reason is we're at the top side of the range that we broke down into in June when we had that nasty sell-off down to 880. And then we were consolidating in between 1K and 1250. So now we are back at the top of that previous consolidation range. And why this is important is because of the fact that we didn't see a quick bounce back into like above 1400. The fact that we're just consolidating in this area, really there's no play to be made here. We could be accumulating and then eventually distribute higher, or we could eventually break these lows. And once we break these lows, I would imagine we would actually crack below 1K again. So I'm pretty neutral right now, but I'm also playing it safe. I literally don't hold any Ethereum. Actually, the only reason that I am holding any Ethereum right now was to be able to place the bids in wrapped Ethereum on the Valhalla bidding system. So for the most part, I'm pretty much completely uninvested in Ethereum right now. There's too much uncertainty. Technically speaking, from a daily and a weekly perspective, we're still 100% bearish no matter what anyone says. We put in a lower high, we put in a lower low, we put in a lower high, we've cracked that lower low again. I'm still pretty bearish, but could we see a move up? Absolutely. That still wouldn't make me bullish. Even if we went back up to 1750, still wouldn't necessarily make me bullish. Whenever we pump back up to 2K, that's when I was extremely bearish. That was an obvious corrective retracement move back up to 2K from that nasty move that we had down. So this was actually a very healthy move and expected. So I actually had many people call me up and say, what do I think? And I was like, I'd rather be able to live to fight another day than risk all my money and go broke. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I'm back. I'm going to try to make a video every week. Let me know if there's any content you guys want me to make. Oh, and one major thing I forgot to tell you guys is I actually did an alpha caller training for absolutely free. I trained 25 people. All I asked in return is that if they were good, if they proved to be decent, then they would do alpha calls for Azeroth and eventually Arcane. 2 or 3 of those alpha callers have been absolutely smashing it. I think last week alone, if you just bought 1 token from each calls, you're up like 0.6 ETH. So they're currently doing alpha calls in Azeroth. Super excited for that. I did record all of the training sessions, so there will be a point in time where I'll figure out a way where I can release those training sessions for anyone who wants to learn. It was basically a free NFT price action trading segment, whatever you want to call it. I think we did 5 sessions. Each were about an hour or a little bit more. So there's a lot of really good stuff in that. And the guys who were in that, who are now alpha callers in Azeroth, are absolutely crushing it. So speaking of Azeroth, as most of you know, it used to be capped at 150 members. It was more exclusive, 0.1 ETH a month. The goal for me was always to make it inclusive and not cap it. I wanted to scale it, eventually, create a platform where there's education and stuff. So what we've done is we now released a new tier system. So if you go to wap.com/Azeroth, for anyone who wants to join or is maybe interested, I'll create a trial somehow for you guys. But now we've broken it down to the ultimate, which is capped at 100 members, which is the whitelist plus alpha. That's the normal membership. We also have whitelist only. That's capped at 50 members. It's only $80 a month. Really cheap. And then we have the alpha only subscription, which is $80 a month. And like I said, last week alone, our alpha callers just buying 1 tokens, and they called, I told them to call exits as well. So the thing is about the training that I did, I told them when you call a play, don't just call the entries, call the exits, let people know where is a good place to take profits. My goal was not to find alpha callers. My goal was to train them myself. And so far it's worked great. I did a free training, but I also want to pay them. I'm restructuring as they're going to get a percentage of our net subscribers. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.